Patriot Prime Reviews is a channel for adult collectors and may not be suitable for children under 13 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
They call me Patriot Prime, showing what's new. Transformers reviews with a heartfelt view. Adding stickers, breathing life to dreams.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here with a pretty big announcement. Honestly, this is an announcement that I thought I would never, ever make. But as of Christmas morning, 2025, I have completed my 80s Generation 1 collection. Thanks to my wife and her gift of G1 Blue Streak. So the end of Generation 1 for me, the 80s era, kind of started right before TFcon. In my mind, I only had 4 figures that I needed to get. Pretender Groundbreaker, Generation 1 Whirl, Blue Streak, or Silver Streak, if you want to call him that, and Vroom. And I thought, those 4, and I'm done. So on the way to TFcon, we stopped at a huge vintage toy store called the Toy Department, where I lucked out and found Groundbreaker, which just amazed me. And they had a great price for him. They were only asking $100, and this guy normally goes for about $350. I scooped him up, and I'm thinking, this is fantastic. Only 3 more to go. So we go to TFcon, and as soon as the dealer floor opens, I head to one of my favorite G1 dealers, Sportin' Morton, who I've been buying G1s off of for years. Looking at his table, and I find a 100% complete Generation 1 Whirl. So there's another one down. So I'm thinking I only have 2 left to go. Vroom and Silver Streak, Blue Streak. Then I go to Transformer Land, and I'm looking on their table, and I see Generation Nightbeat. Oh crap, I forgot I needed a Nightbeat. So I picked him up. So now I'm thinking, okay, there's only a few left. It's Skyhammer and Blue Streak. So I'm walking around the dealer floor, and I met up with this couple who was running a table, talking to them for a while, and they seemed really nice, and I felt like I needed to buy something off of them. And I look down, and I see the red Power Dasher. And I'm like, I don't have any Power Dashers. Crap. So I find this guy. Then I'm walking around, another table has this guy, the Jet. I run back to Sportin' Morton saying, hey, you got the drill guy? So boom, I got all the Power Dashers. So now I'm thinking, oh crap, there's a lot left in my collection that I need to get. So anyway, I think that pretty much took care of TFcon. There was a moment where I found a Skyhammer in box for $400, but I couldn't bring myself to get it. It was just way too much. Now, my friend Jeremy, who was with me, found out later he was going to get that for me, but I was like, nope, you're not paying $400 for that figure. I said, I appreciate it. You're not doing it. So after TFcon, I come back home, see Vroom on eBay from a seller that I bought off many, many times before, I Am Ratchet Toys. I made him an offer, and he accepted. So now I have Vroom in my collection. So now I'm like, okay, all I need is Blue Streak, and I'm done. Or Blue Streak and Skyhammer, and I'm done. 2 are left. So I come home, and I start cleaning up, rearranging the office. I got these new figures to put up. And if you're a collector like me with shelves full of toys, you know you have to clean out like 4 or 5 shelves just to put your new figures on. So as I'm cleaning up my Micromaster area, I realize there are some Micromasters I'm missing. Shit. So I'm doing an inventory, find out who I have, who I don't have. Realized I had all of the Micromaster Air Patrol except for Blaze Master here, who I was lucky enough to get from a subscriber, a message on Facebook. He said he had Blaze Master's body, and then I found the rotors on eBay. Boom, got that set taken care of. Then I realized I'm missing a Micromaster transport. Back to eBay I go. A lucky find, and I got the Micromaster oil tanker transport. This is the last one I needed. This is another one that goes for some really big bucks, but I lucked out once again and got it for a really good price. So, still going after Micromasters. I realized I didn't have all the Astro Squad, so I had to get, I can't remember this guy's name right off the bat, but these are the Astro Squad combiners, the shuttle. Both of these are two bots that combine into one vehicle. I got the rocket truck and the shuttle, so those two. And I'm like, okay, Micromasters are done. All I need is Skyhammer and Blue Streak. I'm sure of it this time. Then I'm on YouTube, just, you know, how your suggested videos popped up, and the vintage commercial about the G1 rub cymbals popped up. And I watched it. They showed the mini Spies. Remember those? The little robots that came packaged and you didn't know what... they came free with some of the mini bots, but you didn't know what faction they were until you rubbed the rub symbol. And I'm like, shit, I only have one of those because I'm a Jeep guy. I've got the Jeep. Now, there was 4 different bots, and they all had 3 different collars, but I'm not going after every collar, every style. I just want the other 3 versions. So you got the Jeep. I tracked down the Porsche. Then I tracked down the Buggy. And then, last but not least, the FX7. So I've got 1 of each collar and 2 white ones. So I've got all the mini Spies now. Looking through the inventory. Skyhammer, Silver Streak, Blue Streak. That's all I need. 2. Finally, after what I was thinking was going to be quick and done, 4 and I'm out, I'm now officially down to 2. End of November, I go to Charleston. I meet my friend Jeremy, who I went to TFcon with, who was going to buy me Skyhammer. We had dinner with his friends and my wife and Dylan. We went off to see a Christmas lights show. Then back at the hotel, I'm cruising through eBay, and I actually find a 100% complete Skyhammer from a European seller for a really good price. And I kept trying to use my, Klarna, Venmo, whatever. I couldn't get it to work. So I messaged Jeremy. I said, hey, I finally found Skyhammer. I can't get my payment options to go through. My PayPal's been screwy, so I couldn't use PayPal. He said, well, let me try it on my card. Send me the link, and I'll try. About 10 minutes later, he says, I got it, and I'm shipping it to your house. I said, okay, how much do I owe you? What's your PayPal? He said, Merry Christmas. So Jeremy, who was going to pay the $400 for Skyhammer, I now have a 100% complete one. And if you guys know, this is a hard-to-find transformer because he's practically 80% gold plastic, and it's terrifying me right now to hold him up. I actually went on eBay last week and bought another inner shell for him so I could have the robot mode of the shell displayed on my counter. So then finally, Christmas morning, backtrack a little bit. Lisa, my wife, is asking me a few weeks ago, what do I want for Christmas? And I have never asked her for a transformer. Transformers is my thing. I usually don't ask for them. And I said, there's only one left that I need. Here's a couple eBay links to them. So they're in my watch list. So I think I was at work a couple days later and I looked, and one of the ones on my watch list was sold. I was hoping it was her. And I never said anything. Never said, hey, did you buy that figure for me? Yes or no. And then Christmas morning, I go downstairs. There's a couple packages for me. Open up one from Dylan, Funko Pops, the new Transformer Funko Pops. And then the final one from Lisa is my Generation 1 Blue Streak. My 1980s Transformers Generation 1 collection is now complete. What a journey this has been. I am so happy to have all of these figures. I had all the ones I had as a kid, ones that I only heard about, ones that I saw only in the comics or, in magazines, and I now have them all. And I am so thrilled. I'm just thrilled beyond belief to have these figures. Now, I don't have all of G1 because there's still a bunch of Action Masters I don't have, but Action Masters I could take or leave. Transforming robots is where it's at. And to me, like I said, words can't explain how happy I am to have all of these 80s figures. And I think going forward with my channel, what I'm going to do is I am going to focus more on reviewing Generation 1 figures. Generation 1 is my passion. I know a lot about Generation 1, very fluent in Marvel Comics with their history. I have just such an attachment to these vintage toys. Now, I'm not going to stop doing the modern figures, but I am going to do a different take on those modern figures because according to some comments lately, I'm not an official Transformer reviewer because I don't research these modern figures before I review them. What I do, what I have done since day one, I get a modern figure. I'm going to show you the box, open the box. I'm going to transform it a couple of times to kind of get it down, and then I'm going straight to the review table. I want you to see my unbiased opinion of this figure straight out of the box. I do not research the figure. I do not watch any reviews of figures that I plan on getting myself. So when I review it, it's actually going to be a surprise. And from what people have told me, like at TFcon and things like that, is they appreciate that approach. And I'm not going to change it. That's what I'm going to do. So I think from now on, when I review a modern figure, I'm going to start titling it Patriot Prime Reviews, straight out of the box, Age of the Primes Brawl, or something like that. I'm not changing my format. I'm sorry. Toyhax, I'll still be doing Toyhax videos, still be doing live streams. So, yeah, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. You probably saw the little meme I did with the John Hamm about the finishing Generation 1. That's because I had a feeling Blue Streak was under the tree and, Skyhammer was right there to mess with. Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for following this channel, subscribing to this channel. I enjoy my adult show and tell, showing you all these great figures. So make sure and stay tuned because I have got a lot more coming to you guys in 2026. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. This is Patriot Prime signing out. Hooah!
They call me Patriot Prime, showing what's new. Transformers reviews with a heartfelt view. Adding stickers, bringing life to dreams. In this small town, nothing's as it seems. They call me Patriot Prime, showing what's new. Transformers reviews with a heartfelt view. Adding stickers, bringing life to dreams. In this small town, nothing's as it seems.